Hey everyone, welcome back to Jackpine Savage Outdoors. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how I tie up my custom meat rigs for King Salmon using Howie's tackle components. I'm building two glow rigs that are proven killers in low light. One built on a white Howie meat rig paired with a Dreamweaver 10-inch white double slick Spin Doctor, and the other a green glow Howie meat rig paired with a 10-inch green jeans glow Spin Doctor. Both have 3 teaser flies ahead of the meathead, and they all light up beautifully at dawn, dusk, or when you're running deep. I'll take you step by step through how I rig them, the knots I use, and the exact gear I trust out on the water. That includes Howie's glow beads, Dreamweaver swivels, Gamakatsu hooks, and Seguar Fluorocarbon leader. I'll explain why these little tweaks matter and how they help your bait swim better and get bit more often. Plus, I've got some Strike View underwater footage showing these exact rigs in action, real-time follows, strikes, and how the presentation works down there. Whether you're new to meat rigs or just want to refine your setup, this tutorial breaks it all down, so make sure to stick around and check it out. Hello and welcome back once again to Jackpine Savage Outdoors. Today I'm out in the barn. It's a rainy northwest Michigan morning, not a lot going on. As you can see, there's no Lund in here. The Lund is out getting serviced. It's getting oil changed, lower units tuned up, plugs, carburetor cleaned up on the kicker, just a general scrub list of things to take care of. And why I got it in the shop right now and getting cleaned up is because we're getting prepared to start going out on the big water looking for those king salmon that we've all been waiting for. I know you're just as excited as I am to hear the drags rip and the chrome fish hit the deck. It's going to be magnificent. Speaking of king salmon fishing, today I am going to walk you guys through rigging up a couple of my favorite baits. We're going to rig up Howie's meat rigs on 10-inch Dreamweaver paddles. And these two baits specifically are like my two favorite to run before first light, like your first hour and a half of the day. One of them's going to be my white double slick. The other one's, of course, a green jeans glow, right? I'm going to walk you guys through the knots I tie, the way I rig them up, my leader length, snaps, swivels, hardware, all the good technical stuff. So make sure to stick around and check it out. All right, so I got a little grocery bag full of goodies. Yep, Sportsman's Warehouse. Went and saw Jordo. I got a Dreamweaver 10-inch Spin Doctor. That one is Super Glow Green Jean. See that? It's a killer, especially your first couple hours before daylight. Put this one out about 15-20 minutes before sunset, and it pounds. That'll get you that first fish and that last fish every time. Another killer for those dawn and dusk hours, the white double pearl. Again, that's a staple. If you're fishing for king salmon in northwestern Michigan and you don't have a white double pearl Dreamweaver in your boat, then you're just sabotaging yourself. You're just not even trying. Dude, these two right here are great first light, last light baits. They look glow in the dark. You got a lot of flash to them when that first sunlight starts getting down there. And we're gonna pair it up like so. So we're gonna pair this one up with the Howie's tackle meat rig glow. We are gonna pair this one up with the green glow meat rig. Now, why I'm picking these Howies over like your Dreamweaver or any other meat rig, especially for this first and last light, is because they've got this tinsel that the teaser flies are made out of that glows really well. I mean, it's got a great glow to it in the dark. You wouldn't believe it. And we're gonna be tying all that up on some 40-pound Seguar STS, of course, orange label always for your big water gear. We got a few Howie's tackle glow-in-the-dark beads that we're going to dress our rigs up with. We're going to start with the white one first. Dump everything out. You see it comes with some toothpicks. You'll see what those are for. As well as we've got the Howie's meat head. These come pre-tied and ready to fish, and there's nothing wrong with the way that these are rigged. You can put this in the water right now behind that paddle and catch fish all day long. There's just a few modifications that I like to make because, you know, I'm a particular salmon fisherman and I really like my terminal tackle. So I like to make modifications. So I'm going to start off with cutting off this treble hook right here. We'll cut that right off of there. Now, Howie meat rig, it's a great meat rig. Like I said, take it out of the bag, put it behind that paddle and run it. You will catch fish. But I'm gonna do a few simple little modifications here. I can increase your landing rate. I think it improves the action of the bait. And I think it increases your hookup rate and it makes it work a little bit better. Got my treble hook here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna run our line the back of the shank on the opposite side of the treble hook from one barb will always be welded on your treble hook. See, there's always the one odd barb that's welded on. The opposite side of that one welded on barb is where you want your line to lay. And we're just getting a good look at that, right? Opposite side. And then I take my about 5-foot piece of Seguar, 40-pound orange label. I run that back through the other way. So now I'm essentially creating a huge loop. Big, huge loop here. See that? Got it ran back through the same way. Coming out the eyelet the same way. On the same side of the hook. That all checks out, right? Once we got that, hold your tag in, your loop, and your hook, like so. Start wrapping this around. You can do only like 5 or 6 wraps if you want. But I like to go at least like a good dozen up the shank of the hook. You know, really stack some line up on there good. Then you want to switch hands. See how I did that? I'm holding all my wraps. Make sure both sides of your loop are on that same side. Same side of your treble, right? Both sides of that loop. I'll put the loop in my mouth. Like now. And then you pull your slack all the way through. Grab that tag out of your teeth. When you get there, tug it tight. There you go. That is an absolutely beautiful snelled treble hook. See how nicely those wraps are all stacked up like that, nice and neat. The line all lays on the back side where there isn't a spline and it runs back through the eyelet to keep it straight. Beautiful. So get right in there, trim that tag end off, nice and clean. All right, so now we got our treble hook snelled up, right? Next thing we want to do is we're doing the white one. We'll take some of these Howie's tackle, glow in the dark, white beads, right? Number 6. I'm just gonna grab a couple of these guys out of here. Put these Howie's tackle beads on here. One of them. We're just gonna use the white glows on this one. Another white glow and another white glow. And that should make our spacing pretty much ideal for our stinger hook. Now for my stinger hook, I'm using a Gamakatsu. It is a 4/0 Octopus hook. We are going to take one of those guys. We got our leader. We got our 3 beads on there now. On the end of our leader. And up from the bottom of the Gamakatsu hook, we put the end of our leader. Up from the bottom. Let it slide down to our other hooks. Now this is a slick trick that I came up with in a previous tutorial where I hook the hooks together like so. When you hook the hooks together like so, with your 3 beads in there, it gives you the ideal spacing for what we're about to tie next. See that? Hook together my 3 beads. Now, take all that and hold it in your hands without stabbing the hell out of yourself. And again, we're gonna come up from the bottom on the opposite side of that eyelet so that our lines lay flat on the back of the octopus hook, right? We got a whole mess of stuff in our hand now trying to stab us. You got all that stuff in your hand, you got the shank of the octopus hook, you got your big loop again. You take that and we just start going around and around the shank of that octopus hook. 11. You're gonna wrap right down until you're about tight to those beads. And you got your loop. Starting to get some twist in that line from all this wrapping. We got our loop. Loop-de-loop. Hold it with my tongue. Grab that tag. Start cinching it. and you get it down to a little loop. And then you unhook your hooks like this, grab your treble hook, pull those in opposite directions until that snell is super tight. See that? The snell is super tight now on that top hook. And that gives you like the perfect spacing for your stinger hook. So now we got our 3 glow beads in there and a stinger hook. Next thing I like to do is we're gonna put another Howie bead on there. This is where you want to take your meat head, and you want your line to go in from the back like that. And this is where it gets tricky. I'm gonna get it up through this hole in the nose, can be challenging sometimes. There she goes, beautiful. Now I like these Howie heads, like I was saying, at dawn and dusk, because they have a really good glow tape on them. The plastic itself glows in the dark too. And they got a really good like roll to them with that curve, gives you good action. So we got our meat head, we got our glow beads on there, and we cinch that up. Put that all together. And that makes it about the ideal length to run a piece of cut bait in there so that this treble hook is right at the back of your herring. See that? Next thing we got is a green bead and a teaser fly. So we want to go green bead, teaser fly, green bead, another teaser fly, green bead, and another teaser fly. Sometimes hitting the very center of these teaser flies with your leader can be a little challenging. You'll get it. All right. We got green bead, teaser fly, green bead, teaser fly, green bead, teaser fly. Let's open up our spin doctor, right? We got the white double pearl. Like I was saying, pretty much a staple on the Great Lakes. And this Dreamweaver comes with a swivel snap on the back, right? It's got one on the front, it's got a crane swivel on the front, and just a barrel swivel on the back. You always want to run it like that. Barrel swivel on the back, the crane swivel on the front, because this thing's going to rotate 10,000 times a day. So you don't want it twisting your line up in the water. You'll have problems. And my rule of thumb, in general, is that your rig should be 4 times your paddle. So hook it on my paddle. I got 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, and 4 times. Bottom of the paddle there, see that? Hold that spot. And that is where you're going to tie the loop in your line at. So you're going to bend that spot in half. I take this and I make a little loop like this. Take my loop through the loop. 1 times, 2 times, even go 3 times. Okay, and that's on your 40-pound leader. See that? Wet it up, cinch it down. Get a nice tight knot like that. That's a really nice cinch down knot. That off right there. Snip, very nice. We got a crane swivel that we took off the back of. And put the loop through here, over top the entire swivel, right? And then cinch it back down, get my knot back through there. Cinch it down, cinch it down. You make like a little overhand knot there with your loop, just like that. Now that's the length you want to run this 10-inch paddle. Should make about a 40-inch leader. Snap it on inside. And the last step. So we got our paddle, right? We got our teaser flies on there. We need to space those out. Let's grab that first bead. Got our first bead. Alright, so we'll put the toothpick in there. Shove it nice and tight on the bead. Until it holds that bead in place. Take off that excess. Nice bead. The other half that first toothpick, right? Got the excess. Alright. Now, little pieces of toothpick hold those teaser flies in place for you, right? So the next thing you want to do is you want to space them out appropriately. So we got our meat rig there. We got our first teaser fly, second teaser fly. We put that one about, I don't know, 8 inches in front of the meat. And move the next one up, so it's about 8 inches between them, right? Move that next one up, so it's about 8 inches between those. Now we're getting there. So we have our meat head now. Then we got a teaser fly, another teaser fly, and another teaser fly. This paddle rotates through the water. The idea is that this simulates a fish feeding on minnows. And then these white little flies will be rotating in circles behind that paddle as it floats and twists in the water. Feeding salmon will come in and see those flies whipping around, and that makes them think that they're minnows. This fish missed. And then lagging behind, we've got this slow guy who's not quite as fast as the other minnows. And kabam! Once the guy gets bit, because he's dragging behind all the other fish, and then you got a battle on. So that is our white double pearl. That's our rig for that one. And you guys see this pool noodle laying around here. You're probably wondering, what the heck is the pool noodle for? I'm going to show you. I like to take a piece of this pool noodle. It's cut off about 2.5 to 3 inches. Try and keep it as straight as far as I can. Usually a little piece like that, right? Now I cut a square slot down the side. So, take my paddle, right? Stick that pool noodle on there like that. Now that gives you somewhere to wrap up and store this meat rig. And another thing I like is when you pull that snug, hook that hook into that foam to store it, right? It helps maintain the curvature of your meat head because it's pulling it on a curve. So there's our Howie's white glow, white slick, white double pearl, whatever you want to call it. He's ready to go in the boat. Super glow green beans. Alright, so we're going to do the same rig again, and this time we are using the Howie's green glow meat rig. And we're going to do the same thing. First things first, we're going to take our brand new bait out of the bag that we just paid good money for. We're going to cut it all up. So let's cut that treble hook off. That goes out another 4 or 5 feet. That orange label, STS, 40 pound. Treble hook. Down and through, holding our tag, same side. Holding, all stacked up on the right side. Let's do our wraps. And our wraps, holding that. We got all that under control. Making sure our loop is on the same side of the hook as everything else is, right? Good tug. There we go. It's pretty good snow. Now this one we're gonna go a little different with our beads. We're gonna go green. We're gonna go white. We're gonna go green. Now we'll grab our Gamakatsu hook. Shank side up. Line up through. Like so. And all that drop down into place. Again, we grab our Gamakatsu hook, we hook it into the eyelet of our treble hook, like so. Stack everything down. Ouch! Nice new hooks are sharp. Turns out. Nice new hooks are nice and sharp. Notice all the bloody pokes I got going on in this video. Back up and through from the bottom. Hold that mess all together like so. Wraparound's going. Ouch. Yeah, I'll get ya. Make sure your loop isn't caught in anything and everything's laying on the back. Once you're good, unhook your hooks, right? Pull them in opposite directions to make sure you cinch that nice and tight, and that should pull all your knots really good. It should give you a little bit of gap between the two hooks when you're done. Now, we got those knots tied. Take our meathead off of our other Howie rig. This one's got a green glow head with some reflective tape on it. Again, it's a great first light, last light bait. Your line goes in this little hole at the back, like so. And again, you gotta try and hit the little hole in the top of the meathead. There we go. Got it. Green bead. Green and white teaser. Green bead. Green and white teaser. Green bead. Green and white teaser. Okay. All our stuff's on our leader again, right? There we go. Here we go. Now it's time to back snap. Use our paddle as a device to measure out the length of my rig. I'm gonna cut that tag in. Anyway, all your pieces put together are like 10 inches to start with. It's one paddle, 2 paddles, 3 paddles, 4 paddles, right? So there we go. Loop. Pull that through. Only put knots. Didn't slobbery. There it is again. Cinch it. Here we tag and cinch it. And flash. Scissors, cut off that other tag. There we go. And again, we grab our swivel. Our swivel, right? Take that snap off on one side. Our loop knot that we just made through the eyelet of that barrel swivel. We're gonna put the snap and everything back through it like so. Double that down, pull that tight. Back on the fin side. Boom. Snap it on there. We gotta space out our teasers of course. This is your thick bead, right? That's pretty good. There it is again. So we've got our Super Glow Green Jeans paddle, right? About 18 inches a leader with the swivel. First teaser, 8 inches, second teaser, 8 inches, last teaser. Another 10 to 12 inches meathead. We're gonna put a piece of cut bait in there. The sender behind, I usually like to run these on either my low divers or my high divers, really. So I'll back it down on a wire diver. In the middle. Strap it up. You gotta remember how I said you steer that meathead with the curve against the foam the right way. Pull that treble hook tight. And just stick it right in that foam. That keeps it all wrapped up nice and neat. You can throw it in your gunnel box. You don't have to worry about it getting tangled up with a bunch of other ones. It stays all put right where you want it. You just gotta watch that one side of your treble hook out there, but pretty much it's ready to go. It's ready to fish. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial on how to rig up my favorite meat rigs using Howie's tackle meatheads and Dreamweaver 10-inch spin doctors. Like I was saying, these are great baits for first light and last light, and I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you guys catch a lot of fish rigging up this way. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, hit the notifications, ring the bell, make sure that you always get to come back and join us on our next adventure. And hopefully this weekend, weather's good and we can get out there and get on some spring king salmon for you. So if you want to see these rigs in action, then make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and keep following along with us here at Jackpine Savage Outdoors. And of course, as always, thanks for stopping by.